Deficio has did Unicorns.
That's true.
It is a serious game. It does matter for ROCCAT.
Of course
but
it
I
does.
think I will mention it once just at the start so everyone knows. For now, though, Rise, Mundo, banned away. Mundo, one of the more successful picks for WhiteKnight. Don't want to, give him a chance to play it. And the Varus yesterday, I liked that they're banning this because Heaq looked really good on that lethality.
He certainly did. I feel like Heaq has had a pretty good split so far, and they want to try and take him off some of those comfort picks. Interestingly, ROCCAT, Nocturne and Aatrox are both available right now, both considered very strong in the current meta, and the fact that ROCCAT chose to ban away the Akali implies, number one, they don't feel comfortable playing it themselves, but number two, they want to grab themselves one of these big 2 power picks. And with Trundle being banned away, they're actually forcing ROCCAT to trade. You take Aatrox, we'll take Nocturne. You take Nocturne, we'll take Aatrox. Either way, we're getting a power pick just as you are.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this trade, if I'm honest. Giving away the Aatrox, especially to a player like Prophet or even a player like Blanc, feels like a big risk. These guys are pretty top-tier talents. Yesterday it was WhiteKnight, actually, who got to play the Aatrox. It was Unicorns love the team continuously trading these power picks. See what his answer is going to be. In the meantime, though, they're just taking time, locking into support, potentially.
I feel like Tahm Kench is considered very strong in the current meta. The amount of peel that he provides is fantastic. His semi-global ultimate allows you to move from lane to lane, and during the laning phase, he can be pretty potent as well. I'd be surprised if a Nocturne was not locked in right now, unless the Unicorns of Love had some other kind of answer outside of the Trundle. There's a lot of discussion going on amongst the Unicorns right now, and they're going for a tanky jungler.
Interesting. All right. And this kind of makes sense to me if you look at Unicorns of Love. I always like to see Kold on a more carry-oriented pick, but he is kind of the rock for this team, so giving him a, very reliable, very safe champion is always a good bet. That's an Aatrox mid, maybe? Maybe it's a Rumble mid. That was the thing a few patches ago.
Bots, Rumble, bots, who knows? Who knows? This is going to be great.
This is
very
a
exciting
great draft, though. This is, remember yesterday, Vedius, when we saw that draft where they tried to play for late game or whatever?
Yes.
Camille, Aatrox, Rumble, these champs kill people, Vedius. This is what we want to see.
And this is so good because Fisher talked about it yesterday. One of the big win conditions for ROCCAT is if you can get Prophet on a carry and play through the top lane, then it is something that they found a lot of success with in the past. And Memento on an early game playmaking jungler like the Camille, going into a tanky jungler means you do have priority in terms of those 2v2 trades. I love to see ROCCAT play this way, and I'm expecting them to play through the top side of the map. Unicorns quickly answering with a top lane carry of their own.
I like this pick. Now, last time we saw WhiteKnight play at Vedius, he got dunked into the ground. Vitality put everything top lane. They made sure he didn't get to play the game. But even on an AD Kennen, he made his presence known in teamfights. I want to see what he can do if he does not just get everything thrown at him in the early game.
I must admit, it is one of the funniest things I see in pro play when an AD Kennen dives into a team fight and lands like a 5-man ulti and it does 0 damage.
But it stuns 5 people.
It stuns people, but I just see it jump in and you're like, oh, he's going to kill everyone. And he's like, nope, just a little tickle. But he does land that obviously very valuable utility. Combine that with the Sejuani, lots of engage on the side of the Unicorns of Love, but they've also started to set up for a bit of a 1-3-1 comp, depending on whether or not that Kennen is AP or AD.
And I like this because we're kind of seeing both teams ready to go for 1-3-1 if necessary. Camille, a very strong split pusher, or jungler, depending on where these champions want to go. Kennen always shows us that. Talon now banned away, not looking to give Exileh that pick. It's not something we see prioritized usually, but it is a comfort pick historically for Exileh.
So does this mean that Exileh goes towards the Yasuo? If he's looking for a bit of AD damage, it would kind of imply that the Irelia, the Kennen is AP. Now remember, Irelia did kind of have a couple changes this patch. Her base damage got increased, the passive damage also got increased a little bit, but the range on some of her abilities got reduced, and also the damage reduction on her W is now a flat value rather than a scaling value, which means in the late game it's less strong, but or it's weaker rather, and in the early game it's much stronger. And usually you'll see people maxing the E now a little bit more often, but that's going to be a mid lane Irelia. That's what I expect. They probably want it into the Rumble. That's what I would imagine, and they want the Kennen into the Aatrox.
This is great. So guys, you know how normally top laners don't get to play the game? This time, Heaq doesn't get to play the game. He has to sit under his towers. Ezreal, Pyke's gonna roam. Everyone else on the map is gonna murder people. Ezreal's gonna be nice and safe in the bottom lane. I do like to see this video.
So, I can hear Deficio shaking in his boots right now because he predicted ROCCAT to pick scaling and late game. This is not scaling and late game, Drakos.
This is not.
This is all about early game. Aatrox, one of the best laners in the game right now. Camille, super strong early game jungler. Ezreal, yes, defensive, safe. But the only reason why he's defensive is because it allows Pyke to roam, because you know what he's really good at? Early game roams.
And you know what Memento's really good at? Camille, 3-0 this split. But on the opposite side, WhiteKnight, is this the game where he pops off on the Kennen? Can Samux get to that late game stage? You may not have seen it this split, but we've seen it before where he can be that all-powerful late game carry. He's got tanks, he's got the protection to do it with a Tahm Kench, but so much rides on this early game, Vedius. Who will come out on top?
Well, that's the big question. ROCCAT, they still have they still have the ability to qualify for playoffs, but it's out of their control right now. They do need Splice to lose some games. But securing all 3 wins is the only way in which they can make it. A Unicorns win here will lock ROCCAT out of that playoff spot. And Unicorns, they cannot qualify for players. They already lost that opportunity after losing yesterday, and so they're here to play spoiler. But they're going to go all out. They're going to play their best. They're going to end the split on a high if they can. And ROCCAT are the team that currently stand in their way.
Hanging on by a thread, but hanging on nonetheless, Vedius. ROCCAT absolutely have to win. The pressure is on this team. Unicorns love playing pressure free. They are here to crush dreams. They are here to shut this lineup down, to deny them playoffs in the same way that they have been denied 2 splits in a row. But can they do it? Can they execute? Will WhiteKnight in the top lane be enough on the Kennen? Will we see Exileh unleashed on this Irelia in the mid lane, or will he fall prey to Blanc's Aatrox? So many questions are going to be answered in this game. Do or die for ROCCAT as we get into game.
All right, I'm excited. Which matchup do you want to talk about first? We've got a lot of good ones.
It's so hard, actually.
Let's just do mid then.
Yeah, let's do mid.
So, Aatrox versus Irelia. Fun fact, guys, Aatrox really difficult to lane against. Why? Largely because of his insanely high base damages. He gets a lot of sustain once he gets the E as well, from the passive rather. And basically, he also gets bonus AD on his E, which is kind of ridiculous. Because one of the reasons why... small plug here, I love Norskeren mid, is because of the amount of bonus AD he gets from his Q. Blanc is in a very similar position. lolesports at Vedius, let's go Unicorns of Love. Well, you can clearly see that the unbiased caster Deficio is in support of who he believes the superior team is in this matchup. We'll see how things play out, because the thing about Irelia is she has a lot of mobility in the laning phase, and we talked a little bit in the draft about how she did have a couple of changes on 8.15, and she's very much, she gets a little bit more damage now on her passive, but the range of some of her abilities, like her E and her ulti, have been reduced. I don't think they impact her that much, so overall I would say it was a buff, but into Aatrox, her early laning phase can be a little bit rough. So I would expect Exileh to fall behind until he gets level 6, and then I can see some room for outplay potential.
And they talk a lot in the patch notes about shifting more of the damage into auto attack, so she's less of this insane burst mage with the ability to recast Blade Surge so frequently in a fight. And Aatrox, if you can dodge those abilities, is actually pretty vulnerable if you just keep auto attacking him. He's very reliant on that Q to keep up the damage, to keep the fight in his favor. With Blanc right now, can just focus on pushing out the lane. You can see he's not using the Q to push the wave. Actually started with the W here. Interesting choices. Or no, rather the Q.
No, that was the Q, yeah.
I thought I saw the W animation. I got confused.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's cool. Memento, also a big person that we have to talk about. Carry junglers is what we love to see on this guy. You already said he's 3-0 on this jungler, and where he's going to look to early gank, I love to see him gank mid, but top is the best place for him to really do it, because WhiteKnight wants to get ahead on this Kennen. Typically in this matchup, you would expect Kennen to get pushed in early because of all the wave clear, but once he gets level 3 and he has that lightning rush, and he also has the harass from the W and the Q, and he has the ability to set up stuns, that's when Prophet has to play a little bit more defensively, because there's so much easy setup for a gank. But if Memento can utilize the fact that Kennen in the early game will get pushed in, will get forced a little bit low because of all the harass that the Rumble can throw out, then they're in a good position to set up Prophet to be a big carry and find that early lead that ROCCAT have often relied on in the past.
So can I give you a fun fact? Ender taught me this the other day.
I love fun facts.
So Ender played a lot of Kennen. So you guys know adaptive, it sides with AP or AD. Kennen's default stat is AP. So by taking Doran's shield instead of Doran's blade, he's denied himself the AD. You're going to have to hold that thought. The aggressive play comes out in mid lane. Exileh gonna flash. Pyke brings it back. Ignite. One more tick. Is he gonna get him taken down? First blood from Memento. Norskeren, that was clean.
So clean. Such great play there from ROCCAT. This was such a good early game setup. Not only are they trying to shut down Exileh in the mid, but they're playing through they know is a strong lane. Aatrox getting him ahead. Norskeren on a playmaker looking for roams, and then Memento finding that early game. This is classic winning ROCCAT.
And this is the draft everyone on the broadcast team agrees ROCCAT should be playing. And they're showing it here when their backs are against the wall, but Kold not going to give it away too easy. The flash forward, immediately the chain CC is going to connect. One stack, two, looking for 3 and 4 is going to get to the lockup. Prophet already flashed out, is going to make it under the tower. That's brutal. Double flashes, traded for one, and Prophet just gets to walk away.
So, and I thought I was going to have the opportunity to talk about how you have to respect the Kennen, because once he hits the level 3 mark, there's the chain CC we were talking about. Kold follows it up, but they just didn't have the damage in order to find that kill. And Prophet, he just walks away from that situation. He has TP. He's not going to lose any farm off the back of that either. This is kind of a best case scenario for early game ROCCAT.
Exactly what they want. And when we look back, this is pretty much the formula for success that we've seen across the split. Oh, Memento is killing people early. ROCCAT is going to win the game. The question now is, how can Unicorns of Love deny this? WhiteKnight, maybe not doing as well as we expected. And he doesn't start Doran's Blade because he's not going AD. It is time for the AP Kennen. We'll take one more look at this play.
So keep your eyes on Norskeren. Notice how he just moved through the river so cleanly to then set up this flash hook play onto Exileh, max range into the Ignite. Very nicely done. And Exileh, he tries to get something back. He realizes it's the best thing he can do, but in the end, it ends up being first blood towards ROCCAT. So great job there from Norskeren. We've got to keep our eyes on him. Look, he's mid lane once again. Here's Camille.
Exileh going in, but Norskeren is here. They have the man advantage. Exileh's feeling comfortable, but he gets pulled down under the tower. Totoro says, nope, not going to take this fight. Tries to make it out to safety. Spits Exileh out. Isn't going to get taken down, though. Kold there in the end to keep him safe, but what a messy exchange. Exileh playing so aggressive.
Norskeren only level 3 is going back in. Award should have spotted him out, but here we go again.
Stun is going to get the reset. The stun is going to go into the Blanc as well, just chaining the CC. Blanc is going to get taken down. Exileh, though, locked him into the tower, immediately saved now by Totoro. Totoro may have to give up his life, but Exileh, can he turn this one? Totoro still alive. Memento running. Unicorns of Love coming out on top of the play. Multiple members within inches of dying. Exileh, he's still feeling this. What is he doing? He's going to get pulled back. Gets the kill. I don't know if it's worth it, but this man is insane. Who goes for that? That is confidence from Exileh.
Once again, we're seeing a classic Exileh move where he's not afraid to make plays. He is playing uninhibited right now, secures himself 2 early kills, will get a lot of gold, and you can see, based on yesterday's game, he's looking to try and continue that fantastic.
90% kill participation, 30.6% damage. It's going to be hard to get that damage percentage again on an Irelia, but you can see this guy's been feeling himself in the last few weeks.
If he's the only one doing damage, his damage percentage is going to be really high, Drakos.
That's also very true. And he has the Sheen now, so things are going to continue to get easier for him in this laning phase.
So, note again here, Norskeren comes in for the re-engage. Now, the crucial thing here is Ignite is available for Exileh. That extra damage onto Blanc is really what turns this around. And you think that with the stuff... Oh, wow, another gank in mid.
Ulti comes out. Blanc does not have his ulti. Dash in, Blade Surge, a few more autos, has the reset, takes him down.
And now UOL are doing classic UOL move. When they were finding wins, it was by playing through Exileh. After all these summoners were burnt earlier on, Kold is now making a return appearance. He's like, you know what, Memento? I can gank too. And now he's shown up 3 separate times, has found 3 kills for Exileh, and now it's Unicorns of Love sitting in the gold lead.
And this is the nightmare, Vedius, of playing against Exileh. Because a little more than half the time, he's gonna fumble, he's gonna make mistakes, and you go, okay, good. Whew, Unicorns of Love, not a scary team. The games where Exileh pops off, UOL is terrifying because this man is fearless. He goes for these aggressive plays that no one else goes for, and yes, sometimes they backfire, but when you're fed, they don't backfire nearly as much.
Nope, and now we're in for a very exciting game. Bear in mind as well, look at this bot lane. Norskeren only level 4, he could level 6, Samux 6. Because he spent so much time roaming around the map, he has lost a lot of experience. He doesn't have that execute yet, which is extremely valuable, and you have to wonder if he's just over-roamed a little bit, tried too hard to force these plays, and is now suffering at a slight deficit as a result. We'll see if he can bounce back as the laning phase progresses, but so far, Unicorns sit with the gold lead.
Absolutely do a lot of that, the difference in kills. We check in on the top lane, 10 CS advantage for Prophet as he continues to push those waves into the tower, gets the free back, gets to move up there as well. But the goal just about dead even across the vast majority of the roles. Only mid lane, the big outlier, as Exileh has most of his team's
Whoa,
gold advantage.
1,000 gold lead in the pockets of Exileh. Picking up those kills, certainly very valuable to him. Remember the Blanc, who was involved in 1 assist, but he is now sitting at 2 deaths, 10 CS behind. So even though he's had all this jungle attention, he hasn't really resulted in a gold lead. Now WhiteKnight in some trouble.
Memento just going to keep going. The TP now coming in. Blanc is ready. He's going to use the ulti for the extra movement speed. They're going to take down WhiteKnight. The TP will get completed. Totoro committing anyway. He says, Exileh, I got 2 lined up for you. Can he get it? But the equalizer is there. Profit on the way. Exileh still trying to get something back. Kold trying to disengage. A beautiful flash. Takes him out. Uses the ulti. He's going to get the reset. Looking for a creep to dash to, but he dashes into tower range. Gets the reset, but shut down in the end. And the BM. Norskeren's feeling it.
So 2-3 kills go in favor of ROCCAT. They now get themselves the kill lead. Gold swings once again back in the favor of ROCCAT. Drakos, so much fighting, so much skirmishing from both these teams, and it's going to be a constant back and forth as we continue. Again, look at the minimap. Yes, good engage from Memento, but an immediate teleport from the support of the Unicorns of Love, followed by a jungler and the mid laner. This means that UOL initially have the numbers advantage, but because of the long-range ulti, things are looking very positive for ROCCAT. Norskeren finally joins the fight. He's able to lock Exileh underneath the turret with a good stun into the Bone Skewer, enabling him to get that shutdown. Still no level 6 yet, though.
And the immediate BM as the Irelia is forced to path around the Pyke and into the tower. May have another fight, though. Norskeren trying to buy up a little bit of time from Exileh, deny him into the middle of everything. Memento gets thrown in, but the stun cancels so much profit.
Everyone's here.
The TP's now coming in. Totoro trying to disengage. They're trying to stop. Unicorns of Love know when there's a losing fight.
Going again.
They're not going to take it. He doesn't even have level 6. Bone Skewer comes out the flash.
Oh,
Still hits him. Norskeren feeling frisky. Has the Phantom Undertow. Can't just get out if he decides to go in.
Fight!
Norskeren is a hero this game.
They're just going. They're going, man. He's not even level 6 yet. Think about when he gets that ultimate. Oh, so many people are going to die. About 800 gold now in the favor of ROCCAT. Everyone is mid lane except for the AD carries. They have just been farming bot. No one cares about them in this game. Or does Norskeren? He's found Samux.
He's ready. Samux. Gonna need to use that supercharger to dodge. Oh, he still hits him. Dashes out with the Predator Instinct. Is gonna pull back Phantom Undertow. Norskeren not with enough damage in Ezreal. Not quite a bursty AD carry in this exchange. And here comes the Tahm Kench. Who's he bringing with him? Nobody.
Is he in trouble? Is he in danger of death?
He's gonna walk away. Norskeren's gonna dodge. Phantom Undertow is an oppressive ability. It lets you get out immediately. Exileh's on the way, but he can't get there in time. And Blanc, for 2 seconds there, he's like, I'm Aatrox, I'm unstoppable. And then he remembered Exileh has 4 kills and opted
and a Sheen and a Phage, and he's like, ooh, no, better not. So he's going to disengage from that one. Look at the wards, kind of spread everywhere. I only have to mention it because it's my job as a color caster. Back to the killing. Norskeren now level 6, right? This is huge for his roaming power because every skirmish that he's been involved in, he has been setting up so many great plays. This is what we love to see from ROCCAT. Whenever we talk about the playmakers of these teams, it's Memento, Norskeren, and they're on 2 early game playmakers, and they have done some serious work this game. But you have to give credit to Kold and Totoro as well. This fantastic duo has been answering every time Memento and Norskeren have been trying to set up a play, and that's why we've seen this constant exchange of kills back and forth. The goal is still super close, the kills are super close. Neither team really seems in commanding lead of the map right now, and I just can't wait for the next fight to start.
And I love it, Vedius, because you can see it. It's just like that scene in the Avengers on the side of UOL. They're like, ooh, Kold, you protect, you go here. Totoro, you're going to save this guy. Exileh, smash. just hit him. And that's what he's doing. This is the most kills he's had at 15 already. It's 12 minutes this entire season. So Unicorns of Love looking pretty comfortable, pretty confident. Exileh still has to be careful, though, because Norskeren is not letting up. He has hit that level 6 point. Vedius, you pointed out how important that is. And we checked the gold as well. 12 minutes in, gold just about dead even. This 600 difference not going to be the biggest deal. Of course, Exileh still with a sizable lead over his lane opponent.
More fighting? No, they give it away. Ugh. Unicorns of Love playing it safe. Dislike this greatly. Dive potential top, Memento, lying in wait. They should have been spotted going into that brush, but oh, here's Norskeren. They have their eyes on the Kennen. They're going rat hunting.
He knows. Just a little Kennen. Can he make it out? Bones?
Oh,
you were missing.
He expected the backstab. Yeah.
He said next level thinking. He thought he was going to try to sidestep.
It's that classic, I think he's going to try and outplay me, so I'll outplay his outplay. And then he's like, no, I'm going to walk in a line.
Got him.
Veer
slightly to the right. The ancient outplay.
So question mark pings coming down onto the red buff. Memento doesn't quite know if his jungle has been invaded upon or not. AD carries, just quick check-in, still farming. back to the relevant part of the game.
Hold on, check in a little more. There is a Storm Razor. Samux scaling up is going to look for the 2-item build. The Storm Razor wins to get 2 stacks. Prophet, though, now back to the action. Out. Chain CC not going to come through as Exileh is in no position to go for the flawless duet. That range nerf does count against him a little bit there. And both teams back. Suddenly, things have slowed down, Vedius. You were so excited for the kills.
I'm having fun, man.
This is good. It's an exciting game. 9 kills, 13 minutes. That is a pace I like.
And again, let's set the stakes once again. Unicorns of Love, they are locked out of playoffs, but ROCCAT can still make it as we see another potential fight in mid. Ooh.
Totoro is always there to deny Norskeren now. He does not have to spend too much time, but it's important that you bring it up. ROCCAT, of course, once again, hanging on to playoff dreams. It is a thread. They need to win every game. They need Splice to lose to Fnatic. It is out of their hands, but what is in their hands is this game right now. They have to win. They have to beat UOL, and right now that means killing Samux. They're going to try to find it. Bone Skewer is going to connect Chain CC. Now it's just too easy when Norskeren cannot miss a hook.
The ultimate bait Drakos. He thought that he could just farm for the entire laning phase, and then 2 members randomly show up into his lane. He thought all the action was in mid. No, they brought it down. They find another kill, and now Samux is sitting with a gray screen as ROCCAT looking to trade first turret for the Rift Herald.
Coming in, bringing Exileh, Memento, nice sidestep on the ultimate. Tactical Sweep will be a slow, will not let him get out to safety. TP coming out from Heaq is gonna take it down. No! Oh, hookshot, well done. Exileh once again gets the reset. Perfect knowledge of the Sheen damage on Irelia to chain the resets.
So close. So close. Good job, Exileh. Good job, man.
Well played. Well played to pick up the kill. So close for the side of Memento. Unicorns of Love going to grab a tower of their own, and additionally, it looks like they were not able to grab the Rift Herald.
Coming down. TPs are available. Exileh going to walk through the river, will be spotted, but no. ROCCAT not going to look to try and force the fight. So, Rift Herald wasn't secured. Tower didn't go down. So the only thing that was actually traded here was a couple kills. Initial first dodge from Memento was great. He is able to avoid both the ulti and the stun. Then Exileh uses all of his dashes to do as much damage as he can, and he doesn't quite have enough to find that final kill. And then there it is, the cute Sheen proc gets the kill onto the minion. If it wasn't if that minion hadn't died, Memento probably could have lived. But Exileh gets the kill and walks away. Now, Trinity Force finished 50 minutes into the game. Really good timing for Trinity Force. Norskeren just being a pain in the backside.
Any other game and you're not scared of the horrendously under-leveled Pyke, but this game you're very scared. Because every time he lands a hook, someone else appears to be there to do the damage. And Norskeren playing very confidently, has multiple members on the top side, means he can invade for vision. Vedius, you said it, 15 minutes. Gold still not a significant advantage for either side. 300 between the teams. And you can see Norskeren, duo proximity. This game, normally it's 50% of the time they spend together. We're going to hold that thought, though, because Kold is now in trouble. Locked up. Is he going to be able to make it out the flash? Takes to the safety for now, but no. Prophet rains down health in the skies, but WhiteKnight, that's the AP Kennen, is going to do a decent amount of damage. Protobell already used. Memento now in trouble, but just one more stack. Does get it out. He flashes out to safety. Kill traded back in the end. Exileh is going to hit the ulti. Will get the dash reset, the flash over the disarm. They're trying to kill WhiteKnight. WhiteKnight has overstayed. Prophet. Oh, the disrespect there. WhiteKnight not thinking the Rumble could kill him.
So much cool stuff just happened right now. Number one, I was like, wait a minute, who the hell ignited Memento? WhiteKnight was the only person there, and he was the... How did he pull that one off? He had Ignite on thanks to the spellbook, and then he swapped it back. Well, I mean, it changed back to the teleport. So that's what helped him secure the kill. He almost gets out of that situation, but he also thought that Exileh was there to back him up. But then, of course, because of a good Q from Norskeren, he doesn't have that same level of support. And so when we get the replay, we can look more detailed into how it all played out. But more kills going in favor of ROCCAT. They now have a slightly bigger gold lead. And now we get to see it all unfold. So again, note how everyone is in the mid lane once again. Only AD carries are down bot. Blanc and Norskeren are going for a support/mid lane duel. And things are looking pretty bad initially for ROCCAT. But in the top side, you can see Memento Heaq gets killed by the Ignite. WhiteKnight flashes over the wall. In this situation, like, oh, ROCCAT, this looked great for them. Sorry, UOL, things look great for them. But then a great bone skewer from Norskeren. Ends up WhiteKnight getting baited into a 1 versus 2. Exileh isn't close enough to turn it around. And then Heaq doesn't get hit by anything, and now WhiteKnight's in trouble again.
Rinse and repeat. They know WhiteKnight doesn't have the summoners necessary to escape to safety. He tries to buy as much time as humanly possible, but no one else on the map available to do anything. So it is just a kill, traded over to ROCCAT. Gold lead continues to grow, as you mentioned, 1.3K. Unicorns of Love starting to struggle a little bit here, but still no significant advantage No towers taken.
You still have no idea how this game is going to unfold because of how close it is, how skirmish focused it has been. I see more ganks in the top lane.
Oh, the Equalizer did so much damage to Exileh. Now he's running Prophet debating. Does he want to tank the tower? They're holding off for now. Samux! Oh no, Vedius, it is not a farm game in the bottom lane. Not anymore, says Samux. He's going to go for the solo kill. The rest of ROCCAT, they're angry. They want to kill back. They want to murder this red buff because no one else is in sight for them to hit. But the ward does go down, and they are going to smite it away. So consolation prize, but something. So they now shift sights to the Herald. Samux, though, uncontested on the bottom tower. Heq's TP is not available, so good amount of damage will drop.
Just waiting for the observers to give us that replay, see how that 1v1 unfolded. Think about Ezreal, not the greatest duelist. Samux with the Storm Razor going to be pretty potent. But it looks like UOL don't want to give up this roof tower for free. How many ultis are available? WhiteKnights, Exiles, Kolds, all good to go, primed and ready.
Vedius, because Unicorns of Love get tower first blood, the gold is even again.
Hype! We're in for a great game. So, ROCCAT Heaq. He doesn't know he's there. There's the stealth.
Oh.
Tries to jump over the wall, and then here comes the Ruthless Predator. Uses the ulti. Oh, okay. It
went the right way.
It did go the right way.
It went the wrong way because he flashed, but no.
Yeah. Good play there from Samux. Finds himself a solo kill. Going to be really valuable. Now completed the Rage Blades, so he's a happy chappy. He's going to be really important in these upcoming team fights. Remember, Unicorns of Love, they're 5v5. Pretty damn strong. Kennen AP, his ulti. I mean, you only have to think back to some LCK plays where you've seen some pretty insane Kennen ultis turn games around. Thor and Smeb are a couple of names there. Exile on the Irelia, also a really strong team fighter. But then same for ROCCAT. They've got great engage with the Camille plus Rumble ulti. You've got Norskeren and his great pick potential. Aatrox can never be underestimated in these team fights as well. I think we're in for an even more explosive game for Drakos.
Totoro getting pulled back means he's just going to be in the middle of the team. Has to burn the barrier to survive. Ulti goes out. Norskeren feeling it! That's the death from below, but he just gets taken down. Feeling a little bit too much. Unicorns of Love, good on them to trade the kill back. Support for support in the end. No greater advantage. Interesting now, though, as we move later in the game. 20 minutes, gold still even, as we mentioned repeatedly. Rumble paired up against the Irelia. Exile going to stay under the tower.
Can Kold get here in time?
Equalizer is going to use the dash, wants to make it out to safety, using the ultimate Vanguard's edge, trying to get a little bit more, but gets pulled back and is going to get taken down.
Oh, Samux finds himself another kill.
In the mid lane. Samux is popping off every time we look anywhere else on the screen.
And he's going to get another tower for the Unicorns of Love. So every time ROCCAT make a play one side of the map, UOL find another opportunity off the back of Samux. Returning to the roster after having a pretty poor performance yesterday. He made up for it in these late game team fights, but in this early game, he is going to have to be the big carry for the Unicorns of Love if ROCCAT find their first tower of the game.
ROCCAT happy to get something back in that exchange, but they're nervous now because they thought they had a gentleman's agreement on the bottom side of the map. That is not the case because Samux and WhiteKnight not going to let it happen.
Exhaust? Oh,
under the tower?
Dive. Yep.
Oh.
Just melted him. Fantastic play there from Samux. Ezreal showing why he's not the best duelist.
And a second tier now comes out for Heaq. That's going to take a while to stack. You would normally expect the 2-item spike to make Ezreal relatively stronger than every other champion in the game, but Samux, you know, keeping up, going toe-to-toe. Ezreal poke, not really relevant when this KaiSa just gets to leap right on top of him.
Oh, man, I'm so excited for these next few fights. So, a lot of vision invested towards the top side from ROCCAT. They kind of have their eyes around the Baron, want to make sure they have control over that. You can also see Memento pathing down towards the bot side of the map. He's currently sitting in one of the brushes, but there are 4 members of Unicorns on the top side. Norskeren has to be careful. Do they go for another dive? Is the Zhonya's available for WhiteKnight?
They're just going to ulti out to safety. The flash with the tactical sweep to stop him, using the ultimate immediately. Hex tech to lock him up. WhiteKnight now running to safety. Prophet on a rampage. Well played, but it doesn't mean a tower traded on the top side.
Yep, and now look, 2 members from UOL are here.
TP coming down. Prophet zones them off with the Equalizer. Totoro may have stayed too long. Thickskin comes down. That's going to be a dead Catfish, a tower as well. ROCCAT coming out on top in the play. Samux could be next on the menu. Norskeren finally misses the hook there in the exchange, and Samux is eager to punish, but a little bit too eager as Memento jumps right on top of him. Tries to get to safety. Is burning down slowly. Gets him. Challenging smite. Taking him out in the end.
And now ROCCAT are finding kill after kill after kill, but Exile now trying to get something else for Unicorns on the other side of the map. They are constantly trying to trade every time a skirmish happens somewhere. The game's still very close, but ROCCAT now building out to a slightly bigger gold lead. 2,000 in their favor. Let's look back at how this all played off. So Memento, they want to secure this tower in the bot lane. Memento hard commits onto WhiteKnight. They want to get this kill. They know that the other members of Unicorns can't get there fast enough, but then the Tahm Kench ulti comes in. They think with all these ultimates gone, this is an easy turnaround. But the TP from the Ezreal combined with the chain CC onto Totoro finds him another kill, and then oh, no surprise, Norskeren shows up. Yes, he misses the Q, but he's just the bait. He's lying in wait, ready for the rest of his team to help offer that support. And while he doesn't get himself the execute, the red buff burn damage is enough to find the kill.
Red Smite just so strong in that exchange. Now
Red Smite, yes,
does get a red buff, so we'll be able to burn him down again, and Samux has to be frustrated. He was so close to outplaying an instant, so close to getting a kill on Norskeren, so close to getting out, but he could not get either in that exchange. May have to slow down just a little bit, because ROCCAT, for the first time in the game, have a significant advantage.
Do not slow down. Do not slow down at all. I want both teams to keep fighting. This is so much fun. Gold, still heavily in favor of Exileh. Look at that gold.
Look at the goal between the 80 carries.
Oh my word.
9K to 10K.
It's literally top 2 versus middle 2. Exileh Samux are going to be the big determining factor.
Memento difference.
Yeah. He's got Training Force. I think he's got a GA as well. Level 14-2.
Norskeren landing another hook. We'll check in on the rest of the lanes. Lane's now starting to reset as
he's
working
at the bottom. The GA. Yeah.
In a good spot there. Of course, Unicorns of Love right now have control of the Baron area, but ROCCAT don't seem too threatened. They don't think that Unicorns of Love can walk away with this one. They will have to give respect to the KaiSa if they do commit. A lot of damage comes in there from the passive, from the plasma, but it's not coming in yet. So for now, game slows down, waves reset, everybody happy to grab farm, waiting for the next opportunity. I feel like they're just waiting for a bell to ring, you know, indicate the next round. What is it, round 12 now, round 15, round 18, ready to fight.
Well, ROCCAT have been winning the last few rounds, but UOL still ahead in towers. We saw how strong both Samux and Exileh were in terms of the gold. They're working towards their third item. Interestingly, Exileh goes to the wit's end next. Now Norskeren very low.
Does manage to make it out to safety. A beautiful equalizer with the follow-up CC as well. Blanc, of course, in that ulti state means that if he does get taken down, he will resurrect.
He's gonna die.
Temporary GA effect. The rest of the team ready to go. He's going to flash out to safety. No chance for Norskeren's just throwing hooks. Blanc now going to be in trouble as Kold goes over the wall. Looks like they will be able to take down the Aatrox. Advantage to Unicorns of Love. Ping's going down onto the Baron. They're ready to go for this one if they get the opportunity, but they have to be careful.
Yeah, remember the Exileh's ulti is still up along with WhiteKnight, so you are more than happy to still team fight. They're looking for it.
Exileh with the dash, ready to reset off the minion and go in on Norskeren, but he doesn't have the vision necessary. Doesn't want to risk throwing the ult. You mentioned the range reduction there, counting against him here.
There you go, they're going to start it off. This is going to go down quickly. Look at Samux. And oh, the rest of ROCCAT is just backing away. UOL, they're going to secure themselves the first Baron of the game.
A back and forth game again. After game 1, game 2 is living up to the same hype. Unicorns of Love getting the Baron, evening up the gold one more time, and let's take a look at it.
So look at the positioning of Samux here. You think that equalizer is going onto the backline, but he uses ulti to reposition, and he's perfectly safe. There is no real threat because the only person on top of him is Blanc. Memento and Prophet come in from the side, but they can't really get into the thick of things because there's a tower in the way. ROCCAT didn't need to go for that dive. It allowed UOL to find this huge team fight comeback, and now they're the ones with the Baron. Gold very close once again. Let's see how UOL set this one up. They can play the 1-3-1. They have strong Irelia off on the side lane. Norskeren needs to be careful. A lot of damage coming out from Samux right now.
Now we
he's dead.
Oh!
I told you got to be careful, man.
You do not have a lot of health. Memento looking pretty squishy in the eyes of the KaiSa as well. Blanc doing what he can to interrupt that. Barely able to get it. Wants to take him down, but Totoro is there to deny it. Samux doing so well in this game. Unicorns of Love fans happy to see him back in form here as he's going in on this KaiSa, generating so many solo advantages, picking off so many greedy members of ROCCAT as they go for these kind of over-aggressive plays.
Yeah, the game MVP for Unicorns of Love right now. They finally find themselves in a gold lead. 2,000 in their favor as they secure 2 towers. They're continuing with the pressure. Norskeren is back alive, but it's scary for ROCCAT to try and force a fight.
Samux going to be careful as he approaches the tower. Has Totoro there. That means they're going to focus on locking up the catfish. The Heaq ultimate.
That's a lot of damage.
Not quite enough though. WhiteKnight trying to get the re-engage. Prophet has thrown down the equalizer. Samux running for his life. Norskeren says, how about a little vengeance? Takes him down with the death from below. Totoro now running as Prophet finds the slow. Suddenly Exile's in the back line. Sadly, Aatrox has the reset. This fight could turn against the Unicorns of Love. Heaq's still alive. Ultimate comes out from the Ezreal. They're looking for the snipe. The flash forward from Norskeren. He cannot be stopped. ROCCAT turn the fight and they hold on to the playoff hopes.
This is the greatest game of the split! Constant back and forth fights. ROCCAT find another win. A barrened up team from the Unicorns of Love are forced to back away. The gold continues to stay even, but ROCCAT have their eyes set on finally taking down that mid-tier 1. Kills are 18 to 11. Such a fantastic game, such a back and forth. Still have no idea who's going to take the win.
But you hear it, the cheers of the Unicorns fans. Sadly, this was not the fight that worked out for them as Memento cuts through the health bar of Samux.
So, Samux just gets melted right off the get-go. Norskeren immediately knows, I have to go for this execute. The moment he comes out of the belly of Totoro, he is my target, he's gonna drop. Exileh comes in from the flank, but he's in a 1 versus 3. And he just gets locked down so quickly. A good bone skewer once again coming out from Norskeren. 3 landed in a row to set up so beautifully for the lineup of ROCCAT. They find themselves a bunch of kills. Samux did what he could in that fight, even though he was chunked out almost immediately. But it ends up in a big teamfight win for ROCCAT. Now the Baron has been nullified for the Unicorns.
And it has, and without taking down an inhibitor too, so ROCCAT very comfortable in this game. Actually with a gold lead of their own, Mountain Drakes, everything's so close. 3rd item starting to come out, looking towards 4th items for some of the more fed members of each team. Vedius. Feels like everybody wants to fight. It's just whichever team has the more coordinated engage comes out on top, and that's what I like to see when it comes to team fighting. Protecting Samux, though, is going to be a nightmare.
Look at the top lane. Look at the top lane. That's being pushed in favor of ROCCAT right now. Teleports are available for both Heaq and Prophet. UOL are not answering it. They could send Samux up there, but they don't want him TPing into a fight late or from the back end. He is their primary damage dealer. The one person that they have their eyes on is Exileh down towards the bot lane. UOL posturing in the jungle of ROCCAT.
ROCCAT, if they get the clutch engage, if they combine everything together, they can just eliminate a member immediately, potentially win a fight. But if we see the disjointed engages, where one ultimate comes in without the other, we know Unicorns of Love will turn it. They have the Kennen, they have that zoning power, that re-engage power. Can they use it, though? Only 700 gold on the Baron power play. Exileh going to pick up a lot more than that on this wave.
Norskeren looking for a pick, but good respect being shown there from the Unicorns of Love. They're just going to disengage from that one. Level 16 now for Memento. Trinityforce GA. He's picked himself up a 2nd stopwatch.
Oh.
He didn't use it when building the GA, so he still has that available. He's on the flank right now.
Secret Agent Memento right now.
Shh, 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 shh. Let's see, can he
Feel it. Hook's going out, Samux starting to
Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes.
He's going to go toe-to-toe with Exileh here. They managed to land the equalizer. Samux could get taken down in an instant. They're going to focus on Totoro instead. Cut through the Tahm Kench. Stop the ability to re-engage. Exileh looking for the reset, though he wants to dash to the rest of the team. He's going to take down Heaq. One more could go down. Blanc still has the ultimate, still has a passive. Will reset. Blanc left on his lonesome, and that means he could be in trouble. Norskeren cannot save the day, and that is the shutdown. That is the Unicorns of Love coming out on top in the fight.
It looked like a big flank for Memento, but the WhiteKnight ultimate splits this ROCCAT squad apart, and that is when Exileh and Samux are able to shine. Memento, what's he going to do? 1 versus 3?
Trying to buy time. Trying to cut the wave. He knows that an inhibitor is on the line. He's just going to have to back off, though. TP is there. This inhibitor is now going to go down. Norskeren has to be careful. He gets hit by a piece of CC. He could just die. 20 seconds on Blanc, 15 on Heaq, not quite enough to end the game.
They're not going to try and end this game.
I think they're going to try and end this game, Vedius. They have to be careful, though. Memento's on the outskirts. If he gets taken down, this will be disaster, but WhiteKnight has been left all on his lonesome. 1 tower drops. Exileh's taking the tower. It's a bit chaotic. It's a bit messy. Is it going to be enough? Heaq is up and alive. Kold is going to get taken down. Memento gets 1. Hero moment comes in as he heals up off the tactical sweep. Kold now next to fall. Samux wants to bring it back. Is he going to have enough? The damage is there from Heaq. The CC comes through. GA. Memento's going to line it up. Where's the hookshot wall dive? He's going to try to find it, but he misses. Still manages to grab the kill.
Oh, and UOL, they tried to end the game, and they very quickly get punished as a result. 3 members are dead. The Baron spawns in a minute, so ROCCAT cannot rush that down. But can they get anything else? All 5 members are now grouped up in the middle lane. Cloud Drake, perhaps, can they get themselves a turret?
50 seconds, and as they set up a Baron, let's take a look back at that last plays. This one brought to you by Acer Predator.
Whew, okay, so the last team fight. Keep your eyes on... for a start, the fact that ROCCAT are focusing down Totoro. So many of the abilities are used to get the support out so that he cannot peel for Samux, but then there's no threat left for Samux. Then WhiteKnight joins the fight, and ROCCAT just split apart. Heaq is left in a 1v1 against Exileh. Memento tries to pair up with Blanc to get the kill down onto Samux, but he's not able to pull it off, and then Prophet is left to his lonesome, and it's all due to that big WhiteKnight ultimate. The fact that ROCCAT just divided enabled these individual carries from Unicorns of Love to turn that fight around. Even after the base defense, No structures go down for the Unicorns. ROCCAT don't get anything back. No Baron is lost. So even after a risky play, UOL lose nothing off the back of it.
Vedius, I can't say it enough. I love this game. 22-14 the kill score. The gold still dead even. 200 difference, 33 minutes into the game. You wanted an arena to fight. You want to see the gladiators go at it. The Baron pit is that place. Memento, though, not going to look to let it get there as he tries to find a bit of engage. For now, battle is about vision, but we could see lives on the line in just a moment. Both teams grouped 5 strong. Who can execute better? Can Norskeren find the pick? Immediately the equalizer comes in. WhiteKnight on the backside. A beautiful engage. That's a smell of impression if I've ever seen one. Exileh now going in onto Blanc. Prophet trying to make his way out to safety. Unicorns of Love out of nowhere. Find the fight. Take down Blanc. The Baron is theirs if they want to take it.
And they don't care about the Baron. They have their eyes set on the mid lane. They want to try and end this game as fast as possible. Will they get out of that? Ooh, so very close. Unicorns of Love winning out on these team fights. They are playing them so well. They have the Nexus in their eyes. 30 seconds on both Prophet and Blanc. I don't know if ROCCAT can defend this.
3 members versus 5. ROCCAT's playoff dreams on the line. 34 minutes into the game. They think they found Memento, though. If they can get the pick, this is just a game immediately. Memento wants to go back in. They want to take down some of these damage dealers. Samux uncontested on the team. Norskeren trying to find his way through the middle of everything.
Look at the end.
But the tower is down, and the dreams are dead. They do everything they can, but it is not enough. Unicorns of Love knock ROCCAT right out of playoffs.
Fantastic game from both these teams. So much excellent action, so much back and forth skirmishing, so many individual members stepping up to the plate. Both teams playing with their hearts on the lines. Such an epic game to watch.
Crazy. For Unicorns of Love, elation, happiness on their faces. They find another win. They prove that they are a worthy contender in the EU LCS, but on the opposite side, Vedius. Looks of heartbreak on the ROCCAT lineup as they are knocked out of playoffs. It's no longer in their opponent's hands. It's no longer in their hands. The dream is dead. Playoffs will not be for ROCCAT this split.
It's an unfortunate end to the run after what was a great game. They had a phenomenal early game, but a couple of big team fights swung in the favor of the Unicorns of Love. Memento, you have to mention this man, 11, 3, and 8. He has had a fantastic split when he's allowed to play these carries. And such a big contributor in getting those early game leads, and they just couldn't quite execute in the late game fights.
Well, you can see that they're hungry. Pyke kicks anybody and they go in on the fight, but they forget. It's not the AD Kennen. It's not about split pushing. It is not WhiteKnight on the sideline. It is WhiteKnight in the middle of 5 members of ROCCAT, ulting, cutting through every health bar. And when you're in Irelia and you see so many members less than 600 health, you go, all I see are resets, baby. All I see is cleanup.
Look at that goal difference over time. It's like waves on the ocean. It just keeps going up and down, up and down. It was such a fantastic game to watch. Huge amounts of damage thrown from either side. Blanc not quite having the impact that he would have liked to have on the Aatrox. Memento really kind of picking up 11, 3, and 8 at the end of that game.
This is apparently tied, according to the stats team. They just let us know. Tied for the most kills in a game this split. Tied. We were 1 off.
1 off, damn. So much fun to watch.
You talked about roller coasters. You talked about a mountain range. Yeah, well, this look at the just look at around the 30-minute mark to the left and right of 30 minutes. That is how that is the story of this game. Just look at that. Look at the number of kills and understand that this was an insanely back and forth, amazingly bloody game. And it's a shame to see ROCCAT knocked out of playoffs. But if you have to go out, at least you go out fighting. At least you go out like this.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the most fun games for me of the split. And this was the final fight. WhiteKnight was just lying in the brush. And ROCCAT go for this engage again. Not onto Samux. He's still very healthy. And once WhiteKnight lands that CC, Samux can then come in with the ulti to follow it with the rest of the damage. Memento gets completely zoned out. Heaq is chunked out before the fight even starts. And that just means that UOL can use their 5 number strong to just slowly work their way through the ROCCAT lineup. It was really good fight from the side.
Props to Samux. Him and Totoro struggled a lot yesterday, dying 2v2 in lane. Much more chill laning phase. They were isolated like top laners, but on the bottom side of the map. And this time, when he did get the gold and he did get the opportunities, he killed Heaq so many times by himself. Yep. Good look. Well, right now at eSports on Twitter, there's a vote between Exileh, Kold, and Samux for player of the game. You guys can head over there and give us your favorite. I've already talked about Samux. Vedius, we always ask the color caster.
I mean, it has to be Samux. I feel like he pretty much carried on the bot side of the map. I can already see DeFisher's smug, stupid face on the sidelines, trying to rub it in.
He's right here. He's shouting,
God damn
quote, hell yeah, baby. All right, well, after the break, we're going to look at Schalke's resurgence in the summer split as they face off against Giants. For more on Unicorns of Love win, though, let's head over to Lore and their jungler.
Thank you very much, Drakos, and thank you, Kold, for joining me on stage now. Irelia mid lane, Sejuani in the jungle, KaiSa in the bot lane. Looks like a very MSI composition to me. So why does it still work despite those patch changes lately?
I mean, the Irelia works for people like Exileh that wants to play super aggressive and can like dominate his matchups 1v1. So I don't think it was like something new. The KaiSa can come out once in a while if the enemy picks a champion like Ezreal that is like weaker in the laning phase. Then you can play the KaiSa. So not too crazy. We're just playing champions that we know we can do well with, and we're just enjoying the games, even though we are out of the playoffs race, which is very. We're not happy with it, obviously, but we're just trying to enjoy the games.
As you said, the playoff dream is over, but how do you reflect on your performances as a team during the splits, even so it's over?
I mean, if I have to be honest, we are very disappointed with how it went. If this year was like a year where we wanted to. Usually, we want to make sure that you'll be remembered, and I think with the performance we had this split and last split, we will probably not be remembered. Even though internally we learned a lot together, we grew a lot together, and we will probably all within the team remember this time. But I think obviously we have failed as a team because we didn't reach any playoffs.
I'm sorry to hear that, but at least you made DeFisher really, really happy. And there's something that's undying. It's the love from your fans, the Love Hurts crew who are there every week. So is there something you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to thank especially all the fans that come here in the studio. I think UOL as the fans that support us are just the best here at the studio. And they come every week to support us, and even though we don't always show up and win, I think huge props to them. I think especially winning now when we don't really have much to play for, it's just giving wins to them because they come to support us every time. So very grateful for that to everyone that comes.
Well, you're very lucky to have them, and thank you.
Even the fish was clapping like.
Oh, you didn't see him backstage, but he was really, really happy about you because, well, he's the superior analyst now.
Don't tell anyone, but we won because of the fish show, because, I mean, we all know he is the superior analyst, so. Yeah.
Well, you made that for him. Thank you for joining me. And we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, it's going to be Schalke 04 versus Giants. Don't go anywhere.